Hey guys, so first of all, I really want to say thank you so much for the support on my social anxiety video. You guys are just awesome. I really appreciate all the uplifting comments, and that was a scary video for me to make because, it's always scary for me to be vulnerable on camera, but it's also a really good thing. It's really healing for me, and maybe it can help other people. So anyway, today I want to tell you guys the story of why I love fluffy sweaters so much. So I have loved fluffy, soft, snuggly sweaters ever since I was a baby. And a big part of it is my autism, because I have something called sensory processing disorder, and I have an episode of My Autistic Mind coming up about that. But also, I just really love fluffy, soft sweaters because they're so soft and snuggly, and I've loved them since I was a baby, and I have a really funny, silly story to tell you about that. So, when I was little, maybe, 2 years old, I was like a toddler. Anytime I would see someone wearing a soft, fluffy sweater in public, I would run up to them and I would touch their sweater and I would go, "Sweater, may I hug your sweater?" and also, my granddad told me that when he would carry me around in stores and other places, and we would pass by people wearing sweaters, I would reach out my hand just to touch their sweaters, and and he said that most of them didn't mind it, But I have just always loved how soft and snuggly they are. I also remember when I was little, anytime someone wore a sweater, I would grab onto their sweater and I didn't want to let go. I would pull their sweater, and I didn't realize that if you pull on a sweater, it would probably, stretch it out of shape. But I was 3-4 years old. I didn't know better. I just loved sweaters, and I didn't want to let go of the softness and the snuggliness because it's just so soft and snuggly and fluffy and tickly and so warm and fuzzy and so cuddly. So to this day, I still love to say sweater just to be silly. It's actually a way for me to verbally stim because it's one of my all-time favorite words. It's a very sensory pleasing word for me. And I have a closet full of soft, fluffy sweaters. I am wearing a very soft, fluffy sweater right now. My friend Celia gave this to me for my birthday a couple of years ago, and it's one of my favorites because it's so soft and it's so fluffy and cuddly and snuggly and so sweatery and tickly. And I also have a bed full of soft, fluffy sweater blankets, which are blankets that feel just like sweaters, and most of them are crocheted and knitted, and I just really love how soft and warm they are. I cuddle with them every night. Sometimes I might carry 1 or 2 of them around the house with me if I feel like it. I even have a shawl that I like to wear in public sometimes. If it's too warm to wear a sweater, I will carry that shawl with me because my sweaters and my sweatery materials are like my STEM toys, and they also calm me down when I'm nervous, and they make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And so let me show you one of my favorite sweater blankets. This fluffy sweater blanket is one of my favorites ever. My Auntie Sharon made this for me, and I snuggle with it every night, and I take it on trips with me. I never go on trips without it because it's so snuggly and fluffy and sweatery, and it's one of my favorite sweaters, and it's so cuddly. And I like to play with it, and I like to tickle myself with it because I am very ticklish and I love to be tickled, especially if you tickle me with a warm fluffy sweater or a warm fluffy sweater blanket. And I like to talk in this silly voice when I am talking about sweaters and playing with sweaters because because it's funny and it's kind of sensory pleasing to hear a voice like that or to talk like that, because it just makes me laugh. And it makes me feel all warm and sweatery inside. I'm just a big goofball, so yeah, that is the video of me talking about soft tickly sweaters. And I also wanted to add that big fluffy sweater hugs are the best hugs you can get, because when you hug someone who has a sweater on, or if you hug them with a fluffy sweater blanket, it's like you're hugging a giant teddy bear, and it's so comforting and sweet, and it just makes everything better. And sweater hugs are just the most wonderful hugs ever. So that's why I give you guys fluffy sweater hugs at the end of my videos, because sweater hugs are life. So before I go, I want to give you guys lots and lots of big fluffy sweater hugs. Oh, and Smeagol here also wants to give you guys big fluffy sweater hugs. So, big fluffy sweater hugs is from Smeagol.